There are many rules in royal life. Some are written into law. Others are centuries-old traditions passed down through generations. From the way royals greet dignitaries to the way they dress, speak, travel, and even sit during official ceremonies, every detail is carefully controlled. Most members of royal families learn very early that following these rules is simply part of the job. But according to royal observers, there is one rule that Princess Leonor seems determined to approach differently. It is not a dramatic act of rebellion. It is not a scandal. And it certainly is not disrespect. Yet it is something that has quietly made her stand out from many future monarchs before her. Because while previous heirs often relied on distance, formality, and carefully maintained barriers between themselves and ordinary people, Princess Leonor appears to believe in something else entirely. She refuses to act as though she is above everyone around her. And that single choice may be changing the future of the Spanish monarchy forever. Today, we look at the one royal rule Princess Leonor seems unwilling to follow like everyone else, and why millions of people admire her because of it. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Now let's get started. To understand why this matters, we first need to understand the world Princess Leonor was born into. As the eldest daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, Leonor entered life carrying enormous expectations. From her earliest years, people knew she would likely become Queen of Spain one day. That meant every step she took would be watched. Every word would be analyzed. Every public appearance would be discussed. For centuries, heirs to European thrones were expected to maintain a certain distance from the public. The idea was simple: a future monarch needed to appear dignified, reserved, and larger than life. The crown itself was meant to inspire respect. And respect often came through formality. Many royal children grew up surrounded by layers of protocol. Security officers, advisors, palace officials, schedules planned down to the minute, interactions carefully controlled, everything designed to preserve the image of the monarchy. Yet from a surprisingly young age, observers began noticing something different about Leonor. Whenever she attended events, she seemed unusually comfortable speaking with ordinary people. Instead of rushing through conversations, she listened. Instead of offering rehearsed responses, she engaged naturally. Instead of creating distance, she often seemed determined to reduce it. This became especially noticeable as she entered her teenage years. At public ceremonies, Leonor frequently appeared genuinely interested in the people she met. Children, veterans, students, local residents, community leaders. She didn't simply greet them. She connected with them, and that connection has become one of the defining characteristics of her public image. Royal experts often point out that modern monarchies face a challenge previous generations never experienced. People today expect authenticity. They want to feel they know the individuals behind the titles. The age of unquestioned royal authority has largely disappeared. Instead, public trust must be earned. And Leonor seems to understand that better than many people twice her age. This brings us to the unwritten rule many believe she refuses to follow. The traditional expectation that a future monarch should remain emotionally distant. Historically, royal heirs were often encouraged to avoid revealing too much of themselves. Emotions were carefully controlled, personal opinions were hidden, interactions remained formal. The institution always came first. But Leonor has consistently projected something warmer, something more human, and people have noticed. One of the clearest examples came during her education and military training. These experiences placed her alongside young people from very different backgrounds. For many heirs throughout history, such situations might have emphasized status differences. Instead, reports and observations repeatedly suggested Leonor preferred blending in whenever possible. She appeared eager to learn from those around her, to participate rather than dominate, to be part of the group rather than separate from it. That attitude resonated strongly with the public. Because people saw not just a future queen, they saw a young woman willing to share experiences with others. And that made her feel relatable. Another moment that reinforced this image occurred during various public engagements across Spain. Again and again, cameras captured small interactions. Nothing dramatic, nothing planned, just simple human moments. A smile exchanged with a nervous student, an encouraging comment to a young child, an attentive conversation with someone sharing a personal story. These moments often became the highlights of royal coverage, not because they were extraordinary, but because they felt genuine. And authenticity is powerful, especially in an era where many public figures struggle to appear sincere. Yet Leonor's approach hasn't always been easy. Being accessible carries risks. Every conversation can be scrutinized. Every expression can be interpreted. Every action can become a headline. Maintaining dignity while remaining approachable requires balance. Too much distance can seem cold. Too much familiarity can seem inappropriate. Finding the middle ground is incredibly difficult. And yet many observers believe Leonor has managed it remarkably well. Part of that success may come from her upbringing. Both King Felipe and Queen Letizia have spoken through their actions about the importance of modernizing the monarchy. While respecting tradition, they have also recognized the need for change. Queen Letizia in particular has often been praised for bringing a more contemporary perspective to royal life. Coming from a non-aristocratic background herself, she understands the value of connecting with ordinary citizens. Many believe Leonor inherited that understanding. She has grown up seeing firsthand that royal relevance depends on public trust. And trust begins with human connection. What makes this especially interesting is that Leonor never appears to force it. There is no sense that she is performing a role. Instead, observers frequently describe her interactions as natural, comfortable, authentic. That authenticity may explain why she enjoys strong approval among many younger Spaniards. For younger generations, leadership often means accessibility. People want leaders who listen. Leaders who understand everyday concerns. Leaders who appear real. Leonor seems to embody many of those qualities. And that could prove crucial for the future of the monarchy. Because by the time she eventually becomes queen, expectations may look very different from those faced by previous generations. The institution will need to continue evolving. Public engagement will matter more than ever. Visibility will matter. Transparency will matter. And perhaps most importantly, trust will matter. Leonor's willingness to reject emotional distance could become one of her greatest strengths. Of course, she remains young. Her journey is still unfolding. Many challenges lie ahead. The responsibilities of the crown are enormous. Every future decision will be examined. Every public appearance will carry significance. No one can predict exactly what kind of queen she will become. But there are already clues. And those clues point toward a leader who values connection. A leader who understands that respect is not created through distance alone. It is created through understanding. Through empathy. Through listening. Through showing people they matter. That philosophy may seem simple. But in royal circles, it represents a significant shift. For generations, monarchies relied heavily on ceremony. Today, successful monarchies often rely just as much on relationships. And Leonor appears uniquely suited for that reality. Perhaps that is why so many people find her fascinating. Not because she breaks rules dramatically. Not because she seeks attention. But because she quietly challenges assumptions. She demonstrates that strength and kindness can exist together. That dignity and accessibility are not opposites. That a future queen can remain royal while still feeling human. In many ways, that may be the one rule Princess Leonor refuses to follow. The old belief that a royal heir must remain separate from everyone else. Instead, she chooses connection. Instead, she chooses authenticity. Instead, she chooses to meet people where they are. And if her journey so far is any indication, that choice may help define an entirely new era for the Spanish monarchy. Whether attending official ceremonies, speaking with young people, participating in military training, or representing Spain on the international stage, Leonor continues to show signs of the leader she may one day become. A leader shaped by tradition, but not trapped by it. A royal figure who respects the past while embracing the future. And perhaps that is exactly what makes her so compelling. The future Queen of Spain is not trying to be distant. She is not trying to seem untouchable. She is not trying to place herself above others. Instead, she appears determined to prove that true leadership begins with understanding the people you serve. And that may be the one rule Princess Leonor absolutely refuses to follow like everyone else. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating royal updates and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you